Imagine waking up to discover that the very people and institutions you trusted to protect you have been weaving a web of lies, betraying your trust in ways that feel like a psychological assault. This isn't fiction. Some of the most shocking manipulative scandals in history. Today, we dive into how learned trust can be weaponized, twisted, and shattered to control minds and societies. Let's start with a landmark moment in modern history, the Watergate scandal. It began as a break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters, but it quickly spiraled into a colossal betrayal of public trust. The Nixon administration didn't just cover up the crime. It systematically manipulated the truth to keep the public compliant. This case wasn't just political corruption. It was psychological warfare on a national scale. Citizens who once felt security under their government were plunged into paranoia and distrust, questioning every word and promise. What happened here tells us the devastating power of learned trust violation. When trusted authorities weaponize deceit, the fallout ripples far beyond the immediate act. Here's the thing about trust. It's not just a feeling. It's a learned psychological mechanism built from consistent signals of safety, predictability, and honesty. From infancy, we learn to trust caregivers, institutions, and social systems as a survival strategy. Once this ground is betrayed, it triggers a cognitive shockwave. The brain struggles to reconcile the safe world it believed in with the harsh reality of deception. Manipulators exploit this by eroding the victim's ability to discern truth, creating confusion, compliance, and even desperation. This is why learned trust violation is so potent. It hijacks our most basic psychological wiring and uses it against us. But here's where it gets disturbing. Now, take the Enron scandal, an equally chilling example but on a corporate scale. Enron executives engineered a sophisticated facade of financial health while secretly fueling massive fraud. Employees, investors, and the public trusted the company based on decades of perceived stability and integrity. This trust was systematically exploited through staged financial reports, charismatic leadership, and deceptive communication. The manipulation unfolded like a slow psychological unraveling, culminating in a catastrophic collapse, wiping out pensions, jobs, and faith in corporate America. The step-by-step betrayal shows how learned trust can be manipulated through layered deception, charismatic influence, and strategic information control, leaving victims disoriented and helpless. But it doesn't stop there. But here's where it gets really chilling. The damage from learned trust violation isn't limited to immediate victims. It spreads like a contagion, corroding social fabric and human connection. Individuals who experience such betrayal often suffer psychological scars, depression, anxiety, and a pervasive sense of vulnerability. At the societal level, trust violation fosters cynicism and erodes democratic participation. In cases like Watergate and Enron, the manipulation triggered widespread skepticism toward institutions, weakening collective resilience and enabling further manipulation. Recognizing this cascading effect is critical. Learned trust manipulation doesn't just break bonds, it fractures societies. Now, here's what nobody tells you about recognizing learned trust manipulation. It often begins subtly. Small breaches that seem innocent but sow seeds of doubt. Watch for patterns of inconsistency where words and actions don't align, overly complex explanations designed to confuse, or repeated justification requests that drain emotional energy. Manipulators may also weaponize transparency, selectively revealing information to create a false sense of security. The emotional exhaustion victims feel is a crucial warning. Trust violations often come wrapped in charm and plausibility, so vigilance over repeated patterns and emotional responses is your best defense. To protect yourself from the dark manipulation of learned trust violation, start by building awareness of how trust is formed and how it can be weaponized. Question inconsistencies openly but carefully. Don't allow confusion or guilt to silence your intuition. Set clear boundaries around emotional and informational exchanges, and maintain a support network that can offer objective perspective. Recognize emotional exhaustion as a red flag and do not rush to restore broken trust without verifying facts and intentions. Ultimately, resilience lies in understanding that trust is earned continuously, not given blindly. When you control your learned trust, you reclaim your psychological agency. If you've been watching this series, you know that emotional and cognitive defenses are essential for navigating manipulative systems. Next week, we're going even deeper, exploring how the battle for narrative control shapes mass manipulation and rewires collective perception. Don't miss it. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're ready when the next chapter drops. Take control, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next video.